The average traveler spends 15 hours planning a single vacation and visits 38 websites before making a booking. Yet 76% of travelers still report feeling stressed and overwhelmed by the planning process. Today I'm showing you the apps that can cut your planning time in half while actually improving your travel experience. These aren't sponsored recommendations. They're the tools I personally rely on after testing literally hundreds of options. The call to adventure: apps that find incredible deals. Did you know there are secret flight deals that most travelers never discover? That's because they don't have the right tools. Let me tell you, finding affordable flights and accommodations is one of the biggest headaches when planning a trip, especially when you're doing it last minute. We've all been there. You suddenly get time off work or feel that travel itch, but when you start searching, the prices make you want to crawl back into bed and forget about the whole thing. Here's what most people don't realize. Those traditional booking websites you're using, they're not actually designed to save you money. In fact, they're doing the opposite. Many of these big-name travel sites are deliberately hiding the best deals while slapping on extra booking fees that can add up to an extra $30 to $50 per ticket. They're counting on you not knowing any better, and unfortunately, most travelers don't. Take Sarah from Denver, for example. She was planning a family vacation to Florida and almost paid $2,400 for 4 round-trip tickets using a popular booking site. But then she downloaded Hopper and set up a price alert. 3 days later, she got a notification about a flash sale and booked the exact same flights for just $1,600. That's $800 saved just by using the right app. Or consider Mike, who needed to fly to London for a business emergency. The standard booking sites were showing $200 round-trip tickets, but using Secret Flying, he found a mistake fare for only $490. This is where flight deal finder apps come in and completely change the game. There are 3 that stand above the rest: Hopper, Skyscanner, and Secret Flying. What makes these different is their predictive technology. Instead of just showing you today's prices, they analyze billions of flight prices daily and tell you whether to book now or wait for prices to drop. Setting up these apps is super easy. Take Hopper, for instance. You just enter your destination and travel dates, and it shows you a color-coded calendar: green for the cheapest days, red for the most expensive. You can set a price alert, and the app will monitor that route 24/7 and send you a notification the moment prices drop. No more checking websites 10 times a day hoping to catch a deal. Skyscanner works similarly, but has this awesome everywhere feature where you can simply enter your departure city and see the cheapest destinations you could fly to. Perfect for when you just want to go somewhere, anywhere, without breaking the bank. I actually tested these apps myself last summer when I needed to book a last-minute trip to Barcelona. Every standard booking site was showing flights for around $1,200 round trip. I almost gave up on the idea completely. But then I checked Secret Flying, which specializes in finding mistake fares and flash sales that airlines sometimes accidentally publish. I found a deal for $480 round trip. That's 60% less than the regular price. The catch? I had to book it within 2 hours before the airline fixed the mistake. The deals these apps can find are honestly mind-blowing. I've got screenshots to prove it. A New York to Tokyo round trip for $498 instead of the usual $1,200. Los Angeles to Paris for $340 when it normally costs $800. And my personal favorite, a full-service business class seat from Chicago to Singapore that normally costs $4,000 going for just $1,700 because of a fare war between airlines that Skyscanner caught immediately. So which app should you actually download? Based on my testing and research, Secret Flying is hands down the best for international travel. They have actual humans searching for deals rather than just algorithms, which means they catch those crazy mistake fares that can save you thousands. For domestic flights, Hopper is the clear winner with its 95% prediction accuracy. Their color-coded calendar is so easy to use, and their predictions about whether prices will rise or fall are spot on. Crossing the threshold, your personal travel assistant. You've scored those amazing flight deals, but let's be honest. The real travel stress kicks in the moment you zip up your suitcase. Ever had that sinking feeling halfway to the airport that you forgot something important? Or maybe you've stood in the middle of a foreign city, phone in hand, with absolutely no signal to find your way back to your hotel? According to research, a whopping 78% of travelers forget at least one essential item on every single trip. And that forgotten rain jacket or phone charger can quickly eat up all those flight savings you just worked so hard for. Traditional travel planning methods are basically designed to fail us. Paper packing lists can't adjust when weather forecasts suddenly change. Physical maps can't reroute you when a street is unexpectedly closed. And those pre-written checklists you found online? They have no idea you're going hiking in Thailand during monsoon season. The moment your plans change even slightly, which they always do, these rigid tools fall apart, leaving you unprepared and stressed. Think about your last trip for a second. How much vacation time did you waste running to convenience stores for forgotten items or standing confused on street corners trying to figure out where you were? For most people, it adds up to hours of precious vacation time completely wasted, and that's not even counting the mental stress that comes from being disorganized while you're supposed to be relaxing. This is where a completely different category of travel apps comes in, what I call your personal travel assistants. These aren't about finding deals, they're about eliminating the chaos that happens after you book. Apps like TripIt, PackPoint, and Maps.me work together to make sure you're prepared for anything, even when you're offline. Let's start with TripIt, which is basically your entire travel command center. You know all those confirmation emails sitting in your inbox for flights, hotels, and car rentals? TripIt automatically grabs them and creates one master itinerary that has everything in one place. The Pro version even sends you real-time flight alerts about gate changes or delays before the airline does. I can't tell you how many times this has saved me from sitting at the wrong gate because the airline updated the information but never announced it. But packing, that's where most of us really struggle. That's where PackPoint comes in. This isn't just a basic packing list app. It actually analyzes the weather forecast at your destination, looks at what activities you have planned, and considers the length of your trip to create a completely personalized packing list. Going to London next week where rain is expected? PackPoint will remind you to pack that umbrella. Planning to hit the hotel gym? It'll make sure workout clothes make the list. It takes the guesswork out of packing completely. What makes PackPoint really stand out is its attention to detail. The app tailors recommendations to the specifics of your trip, not just generic suggestions. If you're attending a business meeting, it reminds you to pack formal attire. If you're heading to the beach, it includes sunscreen and swimwear. This level of customization ensures you're prepared for every situation without overpacking. Then there's the problem of navigation. We've all experienced that panic when you realize you have no internet connection in a foreign place. Google Maps solves this with its offline maps feature. Before you leave your hotel's Wi-Fi, just download the map of the area you'll be exploring. Even when you have zero internet connection, you'll still be able to see your location, find directions, and search for nearby places. It's like having a personal guide who never loses signal. Maps.me offers similar offline functionality, but with even more detailed maps for hiking trails and rural areas where Google Maps sometimes falls short. I've used this hiking through remote parts of New Zealand where there wasn't a cell tower for miles, and it worked flawlessly. Among all these apps, PackPoint stands out as the real game changer for travelers. Its intelligent system analyzes weather forecasts and planned activities to create packing lists with 98% accuracy. That means you can finally stop doing that anxious mental inventory as you head to the airport, wondering if you remembered everything. The app does the remembering for you, adapting to each trip's unique requirements and ensuring you're prepared for whatever comes your way. So let's talk about the bottom line here. Just how much time do these apps actually save you? After extensive testing and analyzing user feedback, I've found that using these travel tools can cut your planning time from about 15 hours down to just 4 or 5 hours per trip. That's nearly 70% of your planning time back in your pocket. But the real game changer isn't just the time savings, it's about traveling with genuine confidence. When you have the right digital tools handling the heavy lifting, you can focus on enjoying your trip instead of stressing about the details. Try just one app from today's video on your next adventure and drop a comment letting me know which one was your travel lifesaver.